Welcome. Today we are going to be discussing the Deckhouse Scorpion pen rest. So I ended up looking for other little pen rests, and I ended up stumbling across this pen rest on Amazon. It is a tiny scorpion. It is purportedly brass, and it's from China. Now, when it arrived in a small plastic bag covered by an Amazon bag. There was no other protection whatsoever. No box, no cardboard, no nothing. It was just this in a plastic bag going through the mail. So as you can see, all of the holes and divots, this thing got mashed in the mail. When I got it, I was dismayed because it wouldn't even hold anything but a Bic, like the smallest pen. And I looked on the side, and it looked like, because it was not packaged with any sort of care from the factory, so the factory that makes it, no packaging whatsoever, except for that plastic bag, didn't protect this at all. So when it goes through the mail, it gets all squished by other packages. So I found my arms were kind of squished about, I don't know, I'll say another 30 or 40 degrees back, to the point where the tail was actually closer to about a third of the way through the circular path that the pen should fit. So I very gently kind of took and bent very gently, and I held the body, because you don't want to hold the legs. Same thing. So I held the body and just very gingerly kind of bent this back until I could look at the side and see that it is not in line with this tail. And once you do that, everything kind of falls in line a little bit better. The tail is actually meant to be part of the pen rest, so it stops the pen from rolling backwards anymore. Again, because it was not protected, mine was a little bit wobbly. So I was able to, because these little individual legs are still brass there, so I was able to individually just gingerly, again, hold the body and then bend the legs until I get them to where they're no longer wobbly anymore. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at some pens, all right? So the first thing I do is I put my vanishing point on there. It's okay, it works. It's a little bit small, but it'll do, you know what I mean? Next, let's look at here's a Retro 51 on it. Oh, nope, too top heavy there, so you gotta go well over like that. 743, it'll work, but it's not perfect. Like, I don't want to do that on the daily. If anything, because this gold cap here is rubbing against this metal piece here, the backstop there. So I don't want metal on metal every time I put it down. I try and go for the resin parts. You know, maybe I'll put a little felt or something on there, but as of now, I wouldn't continually do this every single moment. Let's look at another kind of bigger girth, almost oversized pen, but not quite. So it still fits. So the oversized pen does kind of work, actually. I'm actually surprised there. Oop. I mean, you gotta be careful because the 2 points of balance are pretty close, but it does work now that I've kind of molded it and fixed it, which nobody should have to do, honestly. If you order a product, it should come prepared. You shouldn't have to try and wiggle pieces and get them to where they're in proper alignment, for fear of these things are all welded on. So if you bend it too far, you're going to break this thing off, and then they're going to say, well, it's not my fault, you were bending it. And that's not, you know, that's not cool. The actual detailing on it is okay. You got a couple larger marks, you know, like the lines here of the carapace there, the exoskeleton. Some of the beefier chunks have components. But, you know, this is in comparison to, let's look at this octopus. Okay, first off, look at the size difference there, okay? So, big size difference. This one was way smaller than expected, which is actually the other Amazon review that's up for it right now, was the person said it wouldn't hold even their smallest pen, which before I modified this by correcting all of the angles of everything, it would not hold anything but a Bic or a Tactile Turn Slim, which is called a Slim because it's their slimmest thing in their lineup. So I can full-heartedly concur with that person. That person just expected it to work out of the box, and rightfully so, didn't want to have to bend parts back to get it to work. So again, knock on them for not, you know, packaging this well. Let's look at this again. Okay, so this is also purportedly brass from China. Both of these are from China. This one comes in at $22. It weighs 2.26 ounces. This one weighs 3.84 ounces. And I just looked, when I got it, it was like 18 bucks. They just dropped it on Amazon to like $12.74. So for the price difference, this one being almost half the cost, being bigger, and being, I think, I feel more comfortable putting my pens on this. then I do that. It's okay. I mean, I'll still use the Scorpion. That's why I'm keeping it. I think it's kind of a neat little addition in that I like having little animals and little decorations to kind of hold pens. And often when I'm, writing for a night, I might have 2 or 3 pens out. So I think this is actually going to be kind of cool. So I'm still going to keep it. But if I had to choose, I would definitely say for half the cost, go for the bigger, nicer octopus. With that, I wanted to show you one component of this too. And this is, I said milled, but in all likelihood, guys, these are stamped. They're not milled on a machine. But okay, so look at the detailing here. Look at the tentacles here. That's really fine detail. There's nothing as fine on the Scorpion. So when you get to the details of it as well, it works, but it's not as, it's not as detailed as the, as intricately detailed as this octopus. I may put some felt on there, but it's actually pretty smooth, so I got to give them props there because the interior is smooth enough. I'm not actually too worried about it. Versus the octopus, you can kind of see here, it's almost like the 2 sides meet, so there's more of an angle, so that's why I definitely wanted to put felt there. But overall, like I said, it's fine. It's smaller than expected. It only really well holds kind of medium pens. You can do bigger pens, but it's not something I would really do all the time. You could do it, but it just doesn't feel quite as secure. But this is a cool little addition in that, it's a nifty little thing. That's not the crab. I see the crab everywhere. I'll probably get one eventually, but I'm just so tired of the crab. Thank you for watching this review of the Deckhouse Scorpion Pen Rest.